never slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Alright everybody, Harvey Talks Prison here. I want to talk to you today about staying in your own lane. I've seen it happen so many times in prison. People get involved in things they shouldn't. And later on, after I've been there for several years, the young people coming in, I tried to tell them, man, that doesn't concern you. You don't need to get involved in it. But yet you always have some that want to. They want to be involved in everything. It's not like a lot of people, but it's a few. You know, they want to be in the mix. And it doesn't make sense. And then when it all comes back on them, then they come running and crying for help. And I remember this one young guy coming in, and some of us was trying to school him, and this whatever was going on, he was getting involved in. You know, he had to be out there. He couldn't miss any time on the yard because he wanted to know what was going on, this and that, you know. And then, a lot of times when things that would happen, he'd come running back into the wing and telling people, you know, you don't do that. And there's been many times when he tried to tell me, I'd just walk away. I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Well, he had this cellie, and they got along pretty good, I guess. But his cellie tried telling him the same thing, but his cellie was always going to the dope man. And so he was basically getting free stuff from his cellie, you know. His cellie, then, you know, break him off some, you know. But it got to where when his cellie would go out and do these deals and stuff, he wanted to be there. And his cellie, you know, tried to tell him, you know, you don't have to be there. He goes, no, I want you to introduce. He goes, why? You ain't got no money? What's the purpose? And his cellie had a lot of money. But his cellie gets into this fight one day out in the yard. I don't know who started it. I don't know what it was about. I don't think it had to do with anything with the dope or anything. But his cellie gets in this fight and goes to the hole. His cellie doesn't come back out. But anyway, these guys come to him, say, hey, you got to pay your cellie's debt. He goes, that wasn't my debt. I didn't have nothing to do with it. Yeah, you did. You're his cellie, and you're always around him. You're always out here. So, next thing I know, I ain't never going to pay my cellie's debt. Unless I'm part of it. You know what I mean? Like it's a partner of mine or something, you know, and I'm part of the debt. Like Kevin, he and I, anything we did, we always, you know, like if we was buying something, we'd always go in together. But I ain't gonna pay, like somebody I don't even really know, especially, I ain't gonna pay their debt. You know, if it's just your cellie's debt, you don't pay that. But anyway, he goes to PC. Alright everybody, I'm back. People started pouring into the park. And you know, I seen them heading towards me. I knew what time it was. They was going to ask me what I'm doing on all this and that. It's one of the problems about being creating content and being in a small town. Everybody wants to know, which kind of goes back to what we're talking about. Anyway, this guy, he went to PC, and I never saw him anymore for a long time. Well, I didn't ever see him again, but I got transferred, and somebody that I knew in the prison I got transferred to knew him. And they mentioned him in a name. I said, "Who was that you just said?" And they told me again. And they said, "Man, he got smashed." And we don't know what it was about. He got smashed. And I said, "I know what it was about." And so I told him, when you go to PC, you cannot run. You may think you can go to another prison and get out of it. You can't. The people you have problems with, they got partners in other prisons. You know, I know, even today, I know people in several prisons. Most of them are max prisons, but I know them, 4s and 5s. But I know them. And that's another thing. When you, in Missouri, I don't know about other states, but in Missouri, when you go to PC, you got to give a name. Because when you tell them that you feel you're in danger, they say by who, and if you do not give them a name, they will not put you in PC. So a lot of people, what they'll do, they'll jump somebody right next to the guards, so they don't have to give a name. It's a B move if you ask me. Just like, but staying in your own lane, staying out of other people's business, that applies out here too. People are always getting involved in stuff that doesn't involve them. Want to put their 2 cents worth in when it doesn't concern them. And it just is. And then when something happens to them, then they're like, oh, poor me. No, you put yourself in that position. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to tell people today, man, is just mind your own business. Stay in your own lane, as they say nowadays. We used to say mind your own business. That doesn't mean when you're in prison, and even out here, it doesn't mean you have to not stay aware. Yeah, you should stay aware of your surroundings in prison and out of prison. I think that's a good thing. But it doesn't mean you get in other people's business. It's just that simple. And then you got the ones that amuse me. You got these guys sitting in their basement, their mama's basement, cramming down snacks and stuff, and typing, trolling, because they ain't got a better life. They're in their 20s and they're in their mom's basement doing this stuff because they ain't got nothing better to do. They're little bees. You know what I mean when I say bees. That's what they are. Always bothering people. I know I get some too. Most of the time it's just amusing to me. But there's some people I know where they're really bothering them. Just giving them the blues. But really, to me, all I gotta do is say thank you for the view. You put your little 2 cents in, it doesn't bother me. Unless you start attacking my subscribers, going after them, I don't care what you say about me. Anyway, I thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust.